Hello, everybody. I am so excited to be going live with this November energy forecast. I'm just going to bring up the rest of my screens so I can have this up. And we're going to go live. Okay. The joys of all the screens. Okay. Live with this November energy. And now it's playing it back to me. The joys of doing tech on your own. It's always fun and games. But anyway, let's just dive in. The November energy forecast. Yeah, I haven't done one of these live before. I've always either done them recorded or I've had them prepped. But I haven't done anything live like this in a really long time online. And I'm really excited to do this for you. A couple of brief things I want to share with you about November that I'm really excited about. For the first time ever, I am offering an intuitive channeling event. So if you have always wanted to open and reactivate your channel, learn how to channel, maybe you've been doing it for a while, but you'd like to receive all of my top tips and insight on channeling, I am sharing this as a 3-night intensive on the 15th, 16th and 17th of November. I'm going to put all the links below, but it's going to be happening 15th, 16th, 17th, and it is $177 to join for the 3 nights, and you'll get replays. So if you can't make it live, or maybe you can just do one evening live but you can't do the others, know that you're going to get all the replays. If you've always wanted to discover what your intuitive channel means for you and what this looks like, I am going to be going live with you the 15th, 16th and 17th to guide you through intuitive channeling and what that means for you. So excited about that because I've never offered it before. It is brand new. Okay. We're still in eclipse season. We are in this eclipse portal. How are you feeling? It's like riding a roller coaster. We are really shifting, changing, evolving, growing, letting go. We're really in this energy of expect the unexpected, and we just really have to honor where we're at with our bodies, how you're feeling, where you're at, and what is going on for you currently. So the November energy forecast theme. What is it? How is it going to be showing up? And what wants to come through? The November energy forecast theme is fired up. Fired up. Yeah, we are really looking at what is firing us up right now. Perhaps you're someone that has had, you felt quite damp, quite low, quite inward. Perhaps you haven't had that spark, or that spark has been taken away. The phrase of the spark came through in my recent event with Tracy Keogh, and it was about looking at and noticing where you'd lost your spark, where the spark wasn't coming up for you. And so in November, this is even louder, where we're being asked to really look at that inner spark, those inner embers. Do you know when you have a fire and the embers are like flickering underneath it? Maybe you feel like your fire has gone out. And this month is a real remembrance that your fire is here and that it is time to get fired up. We are really connecting to this element of fire. It's also in this element of fired up, we're really supposed to look at what is asking us we're returning to, what we're returning to, something that we've stepped away from, that we're being asked to return to about ourselves in this energy of fired up, this whether it's a creative spark, maybe it's a relationship that you stepped away from that you're being asked to bring back in, maybe it's a new way that you're going to be earning money, maybe that is shifting and changing and evolving for you. But we're really being asked to look at, what is the connection to fire? What is our element of fire? And also on the flip side, looking at who or what might be firing us up, and actually taking us out of our fire. So the energetics around it is, sometimes people can add fuel to the fire to take you out of your power, to take you out of your energy, to make you angry, to make you frustrated. And it's really important this month to start noticing the difference between what is inspiring you, where this fire is important, but also to know and see the flip side of it, where people might be using your fire against you to take you out of your fire. So that is really, 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 really important this month. I cannot express that enough. So if you are feeling passionate, if you are feeling really riled up, it's important for you to maybe step back, maybe to pause, to look at your energy, to look at how you're communicating, because that is a game changer right now this month, because I feel like the energy of this fired upness in November can be directed really positively, or it can pull us down into these spheres and ebbs where we might need to really look at what that means for us. Trust yourself as you take back and pause and be like, okay, well, how do I respond to this person? How do I respond to this situation? This is really firing me up. I know that this fire is important and I want to share and I want to communicate, but what does it mean for me to communicate this in a way that is going to be received, that it's going to be where there's going to be action taken, and noticing where this happens in the collective as well, because there is so much right now that it feels like that it's coming through to really get us angry, to get us frustrated, to create more division, to create sides, especially in this energy forecast theme of the year, which is polarity. That is the theme for 2022. And as we build through November and December, this energy is going to increase, which is why the energy of fired up is coming through loud and clear. So notice how that might be showing up within politics, with what's happening in Ukraine and Russia right now, and the impact that has on the rest of the world. It's going to be interesting to see what's happening in Brazil with the elections over there and how that ensues, and also noticing where cancel culture might be more rife, and also we also have in this eclipse season, because we have the lunar eclipse, and I was going to be talking about this a bit more on November 8th, this lunar eclipse in Taurus, which is happening in the midterms, happening on midterms day in the US. So really notice, it's amazing to get fired up about voting. It's really powerful. It's a really powerful tool that we have to create change. But notice through the news, through social media, what might also be coming up to create further division, to use it as a tactic to get people fired up in the wrong kind of way. So be open to that and see the energetics of that and what that looks like for you. And also with this energy of fired up, it's also really important not to self-sabotage. There might be some big instances here of self-sabotage where you're like, right, I'm just going to burn everything down. Like nothing is fitting. I'm going to burn the whole shit down. And that's also really big to notice if you're stepping into that energy, whether it's in fear or you're worried about something. And so to combat that, you're like, okay, I'm going to burn it all down. But you stepping into your fire energy is a game changer. So for you, how do you do that personally? What does stepping into your fire energy? I would look at what you love this month. Like, what brings you that fire? What brings you that passion? What brings you that joy? Not necessarily whether it's career or work, but what do you do personally for you that brings you that fire, that pleasure? That's a really important thing to do this month in this fired up energy, especially if you felt like you've lost your spark along the way. Because we're going to be really noticing that. Maybe also, I love actually lighting a fire. When I really want to connect with my own inner fire, I light a fire, I light a candle. I have the element of fire around me so I can really step into it. Part of this fire energy is also about honoring the body and looking at what fuel are you putting in your body? And this is really important as well this month. Honoring the body, looking at what fuel you're putting in it to support it, to especially through the changing seasons. Our food habits are changing. Our digestion changes as we move. If you're in the northern hemisphere into winter, if you're in the southern hemisphere into summer. So really looking at what fuel you are putting into your body, because when we do that, it has such a massive impact. Creativity is really big as well this month. Creativity, that creative spark. And maybe this month also in this feel the fire, getting fired up energy, you're taken back by surprise by something that you weren't expecting, where suddenly you're like, whoa, I feel really fired up about this and I didn't realize. As we are in eclipse season in this fired up energy, we're also being asked to look at letting go. This process of death, this process of rebirth, and what that means for us as well. So we're also using the fire energy to get fired up about letting something go, about an ending, about a death, and not necessarily physical death, but the cyclical nature of beginnings and endings, rebirth and death. We're really seeing a really powerful cycle getting looped off, the death of something and the beginning and the rebirth of something new. So really honoring, like what that means for you. As I wrote a question down in my notes that said, what is being asked to be burnt down by the fire so you can rebuild in the embers? What are you asking so that you can rebuild it in the embers? And also, I tried to light a fire this week, and at one point I rushed building the fire. I was like, okay, this is going to happen. I'm going to make it and it's going to be done really quickly. And it wasn't lighting, the kindling. And I was like, why is this? Like, what is happening? And I noticed my energy and I was like, oh, I'm forcing something to happen on a time frame with this fire. Like, I wanted to rush it. I wanted it to be quick. And when I noticed that, I paused and I dropped into my breath and I took a moment back and I very slowly started to breathe air onto the fire, onto the embers. And suddenly it like all lit up. It was there and the fire was burning. And I was like, oh, isn't that interesting? Because I have like all the tools were there right in front of me, like everything, all the fuel for the fire was there, but I just needed to take that pause and to trust the timing and not to rush it. Building a fire takes time. So maybe you're in this phase right now where you're in this massive rebuilding process and you want it to be done and you want it done and you want it done now. And the energy of this time in this fire energy is really asking us to, you can be fired up about something, but you have to trust the timeline. You can't force the time of it. It takes time. If you're rebuilding, trust the timeline that's happening, and you can still be fired up, but release some expectations around the fire energy. Yeah, it's big. It's really, really big. This has also been coming through and wants to come through now, is around protection and how you protect your energy this month using fire, using the fire that you have to protect your energy during this time is really important. So you can call on the element of fire to protect you from outside interferences. Maybe you're experiencing something in relationships, something going on in your life that you feel like you need extra protection or support with from your spirit team. Use the element of fire. For me personally, I am going to be imagining, actually visualizing either before I go to bed or at the start of the day or even before client sessions, like a ring of fire, like imagining that you're in a ring of fire and the fire is being used to protect, to keep everything out. I mean, that's what they do on the planes, to keep animals out, or wherever you are, you have this energy to use fire to protect. And so that's coming really through really loud, is to how do we use that this month? What does that look like for you? What does that look like for you? What else do I want to share? What else wants to come through? They just want to say that this fired up energy is really starting a new chapter. It really is starting a new chapter, even if it doesn't feel like it. This direction is really, really important, and they want you to follow the creative sparks. Follow the sparks. Follow the internal fire that lights you up, because when you listen to the internal fire of where you are being guided, amazing things happen. And so follow the fire. And if you're someone that's like, I don't have that right now, I don't have that energy of fire, bring in the practices around fire. Just notice where the embers are. Notice those little tiny pings that are going to be moving you forward this month. Because when you feel the fire and notice where it's guiding you, you're going to feel really fired up. Yeah, really fired up. So to recap, in this fired up energy, be really aware of the energetics of what is taking you out of your power when you're fired up. Notice the creative projects, the visions of what you're being led to, what you're being fired up towards. That is really, really big. Honoring your energy, honoring your body with the fuel that you put into your body with this fire energy, and noticing that you might have to pull back from what you want to say, or pull back from what you want to share. And it's not about not sharing, it's just about getting really clever and really clear around how you want to share this moving forward. And it's okay to pause and have that, reclaim the power before you respond, before you say something that you really wish you hadn't have said, and you said in the moment, you're like, damn it, I really wish I could have taken that back, or I wish I could have said that differently, or I wish I could have said that in a different way. And it doesn't mean also verbal, it can also be on email or written form. Just watch that about how that wants to come through for you this month. It's been a pleasure to channel for you live around this energy forecast theme. I've really, really enjoyed showing up in this way. If you've enjoyed this, or you can resonate with this energy theme, please leave a comment below. Please share what you want to share about this and how this relates to your life. Please share with a friend, a family member, a work colleague, someone in your community. Please please subscribe to the channel. And I'm looking forward to doing more lives with you. I'm really happy I've listened to this intuitive hit and done it this way with you guys. It just feels much more natural and real, me sharing it like this with you. And if you're interested in the intuitive channeling, I will put a link below, and I'll be sharing more across it on my social channels. But yeah, intuitive channeling, a 3-night intensive workshop, 15th, 16th, 17th of November. Come and discover how you want to channel and what channeling means for you and what wisdom and insight wants to come through. Thank you, everyone. Enjoyed the fired up energy. Astrology. I normally do a little bit of astrology and I haven't mentioned it. I know I mentioned the lunar eclipse, November 8th, happening on the midterms, happening in Taurus. Wealth, stability, finances, resources, power, control. This is all going to be building up into November 8th. So really seeing how that is coming up for you, and where that energy is. And then November 23rd, we have a new moon, Sagittarius, and it feels a bit lighter towards the end of the month. I'm not going to lie. We're still in deep in Scorpio energy as well, which is where this fired up energy is coming. But it feels a bit lighter come the 23rd with this new moon in Sagittarius. Really, you might see a shift. You might understand more about what is firing you up. You might get permission to take action on what is firing you up. There might be a deep cathartic healing that drops in. But as it is new moon energy as well, I'm really seeing it as like a brand new page in the book. You're getting fired up about sharing something in a new way, being seen in a new way. Feeling passionate about what you believe in. It feels big. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Please please comment, please share, please subscribe to this channel. And I'm going to be doing more live videos with you. It just feels really good. And do you know what? It's firing me up. And that is why I offered it, because this is why it fires me up. Doing this fires me up. So I'm listening to the creative sparks, the creative pings that are coming through. And that's what trusting to your intuition is about. That's what channeling is all about. And I'm really fired up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me live. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.